That's why you pull in the guy's hips, you get hip to hip, so pull me in with the hips. Yeah, our hips are connected. So now this becomes a high stakes game because there's no space. It's going to be about who keeps their base, keeps their head. You know, goes back to basically the whole idea of what Hickson talks about, which is, you know, getting this center of gravity, you know, as low as you can get your base in. You know, so if this is what you've got, I've got my wizard, I've got to keep my foot in front. Because you can't throw me yet. Certainly not forwards, which is my main concern. So if you try and step, while I work my way out, you don't step in front. And what you should feel is that the takedown, the threat of the takedown opens the back. So actually you're going for the takedown, you go to throw, you don't just go to the back with one option and then they load up the throw. You're stepping in front to try and trip them. And as they're staggering, then there's maybe the chance for you to go back correctly. Right? Where you're either keeping your hands high, or alternatively, your hands are low, your hips are in. Because I've got to have a way of protecting the head. You know, if I am down, it's going to have to be, one of my arms is going to have to be up. Make it as hard as possible for him to get any real leverage on my head. Yeah? Anything else on that at all? If you were getting thrown, I almost guarantee it's because you were circling to the back and letting the guy step in front. Almost guarantee it. Anything else on that at all? So it's almost like, you know, stepping in front, and if you're going to step in front, you may as well try and trip them.
Because they kind of have to step back in front then to avoid being tripped.
They have to step back in front, and as they're stepping in front, it's very hard for him to, he can't throw and, he can't step and throw as well. He needs to get his feet down in order to generate the power. Even if he does one of these where, you know, he's lifting the leg, he still needs both his feet on the ground to get that going. Uchimata or whatever. He's got to get his base. He's not going to, very few people are going to be able to just in the middle of falling, they're being tripped, turn it into an Uchimata. It's just not what happens. People stagger and then you go to the back.
It's like a nice little probing jab.
Yeah, Verity used to call it middle leg. So like all the time, no matter what the position is, if I can just step in front of Matt's leg, make him step. And apparently it's what Olympic level judo, guys do this all the time. Like it's one of the most common things they do, it is a jab. But there's no mention of it in the Kodokan or any of the traditional judo. Here's the 69 throws of the Kodokan or whatever it is. It doesn't exist. And yeah, it's probably one of the most important things, just by me getting my leg in here, even if Matt goes double underhooks. You know, yeah, I'm already into my throw, which is what we're basically talking about. If he connects his hips, to do anything to me, which is a big part of taking the space away, he risks the takedown. And that's the real trade that's going on, is how much do you want to put your hips in. But if you don't put your hips in, there's space. And if there's space, you can rotate in it, you can use it, you know, you can counter. So, do anyone stay any longer?
Can I just ask one, would you be able to demonstrate that wee bit with the stepping across and dropping into the sprawl? Because I didn't get that on the camera.
Yeah, well, the biggest thing with this, the whole sprawl piece, so the basic thing would be he grabs my leg. So the minute that this is beginning to happen, I want to I'm putting my whizzer in, and I'm putting my knee to the ground, and I'm going to take him down, I'm going to put all my weight on his shoulder. Right, and you'll feel, right, it's pretty much gone, right, he wants to let go. So I'm dropping to this. But one of the other things I was doing when I was wrestling with you guys, I was trying to get like these positions where, for example, Matt feels like he's maybe got his hands on my biceps. So he feels he's got like, it's kind of a shallow inside tie, right? He feels he's got inside position. But what starts to happen is, as I drop, he doesn't have anything. I was doing that quite a lot as we were. And now I've got the pickup on the leg. So it's the same thing, really. I'm just dropping into a sprawl. And oh look, he's not with me. So now, you know, I'm thinking about connecting into his hip, pulling his leg out, kind of getting leg to the outside, stepping in. You know, it's all basically just this kind of lead like lunging movement. It's a lunge. So it's kind of, and it's this leg he grabbing. But if it, obviously there's no connection, I drop or I disconnect from his inside tie, where he's got the hands on the bicep. Very common, you know, inside tie. It's kind of non-committal. But if I can drop under it, oh, I'm on his leg, and now I'm driving. Yeah. So,
Thank you.
cool.